Hello and welcome everybody. Very pleased to welcome you to today's session through MBL seminars. My name's Safta Mahmood and today I'm going to be speaking to you in this webinar about the area of parental alienation, which, as you'll see shortly, is a title which is in itself somewhat debated, and we'll see about the interrelationship between this area and private children law. So parental alienation, or more typically referred to as alienating behaviours, this is an area that's becoming, of course, a lot more significant in private children law cases. And many of you who practice in this field will know that when you're dealing with child arrangements cases specifically related to spend time with or otherwise having contact with, sometimes, but not always, where you've even got high conflict contact matters, the issue of alienating behaviours will raise its brows really, and therefore it's important to know where this stands. What is the legal significance of this? What's the practical significance of this? How are we actually supposed to be running these types of cases in practice? So that's the purpose of this webinar. And you can see from the contents there'll be a number of things I'll be covering with you today. First and foremost, enforcement of orders. So we'll be looking at the existing methods through which one may be looking to enforce an order, particularly the use of Section 11 of the Children Act of 89, and then looking at some of the other maybe perhaps alternative ways of dealing with conflict matters. What about the use of parental responsibility, Section 12(2)(a), for example, which we'll look at shortly? What about the judge actually meeting with a child? We'll have a look at that, about the guidance given surrounding judges meeting children. And then when it does come to contact, or nowadays, of course, referred to as child arrangements, what does actually making available mean? Is it to allow? Is it to encourage? Is it to ensure? So we'll have a look at that. Some of you may have pursued a committal application. We'll have a look at that to see what the position is and how correctly to pursue committal. And then a main part of today's webinar, like I say, we'll be looking at the areas surrounding alienating behaviours. So we'll have a look at some of the case law developments, cases like Re-H in 2019, Re-S in 2020, and then also the leading cases of AMB, numbers 1 through to 5. But there'll also be consideration of where do we stand with the use of experts when it comes to alienating behaviours. And more recently, I'll be making reference to the Family Justice Council guidance on dealing with matters related to alienating behaviour. That's the guidance as of November last year, 2024.